What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rip City Rundown. And as of yesterday, June 3rd, the Blazers have worked out Scoot Henderson, preliminary top 3 pick, unanimous top 3 pick, and a guy that the Blazers could possibly draft in this upcoming NBA draft. So this entire video is going to be kind of going in depth, talking about that workout, and talking about if the Blazers should truly consider Scoot Henderson with a 3rd pick if he is available. Before we get into it, though, I want to talk about MyBookie because this video is once again sponsored by our friends at MyBookie. NBA Finals going on right now. As of my recording right now, Game 2 is within a couple hours. I personally think the Heat might keep this one close tonight. I'm leaning Heat +8, but we'll see how that goes. But obviously the playoffs are in full swing. The finals are now in full swing, and that can only mean one thing. It's time to make some money. From the biggest games to the smallest moments, make every bet worth your while with MyBookie. Obviously, you can get in on the NBA Finals action. You can even get on NBA draft action. They have on there who could the Blazers pick. Right now, it is favored if Portland keeps the pick. It would be Scoot Henderson, but who knows? That could change over the coming days. You can sign up today and bet with house money. Use promo code RIPCITY to grab yourself a welcome bonus on your first deposit. Again, that is promo code RIPCITY to grab yourself some extra funds, redeemable all the way up to $1,000. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Click the top comment below for more information and to take you right to the page to deposit and get in on the action. But the action we want to talk about today is obviously Scoot Henderson. And that whole workout that went on with Portland, videos were circulating. The Blazers posted a video about Scoot. They've posted plenty of pictures of Scoot. I'll put a couple on the screen as I'm talking. And then obviously the big video that surfaced was this video between Scoot Henderson, Joe Cronin, and some of the Blazers brass front office heads out there, just, dapping each other up post-workouts. And a lot of people are talking about how Cronin's looking at Scoot and all that. Obviously, Cronin's going to be in love with all the guys we bring in because we're bringing them in because we most likely like them. But obviously, Scoot Henderson is one of the best prospects the Blazers have had a chance to draft in probably the last decade or even more. But the question is, do the Portland Trail Blazers want to use that pick on Scoot Henderson? So let's talk about the workout in general. Obviously, it's just a pre-draft workout. Everyone's going to look good in it for the most part. But I want to take the quotes and look at them and discuss them. Scoot, when asked about why he should be the number 1 pick in the draft, he said, "You always want a guy like me, just that dog mentality, my personality, the culture I bring to the locker room. I'm a great leader. I'll tell what's up, and I can do everything on the floor. I'm going to go out and bring my 110% every day. That's the thing about me. I'm very consistent in effort." And that's something that is talked about with Scoot all the time. He's kind of similar to Russell Westbrook. And obviously, despite Russell Westbrook's flaws, he never limits himself when it comes to effort. Scoot, when asked how he could work well with Damian Lillard, he said, "CJ McCollum and Anthony Simons have different games than me, so anywhere I go, I think I can fit in. I can do a lot of things on the floor. That's the beauty about being me and the beauty about being Scoot Henderson. I'm an attacker. I'm a facilitator." Obviously, the main reason the Blazers probably want to trade this pick and won't draft Scoot Henderson is because they have Damian Lillard, whether that's because fit or whether that's because of the timeline. It honestly just doesn't work well with Damian Lillard if you want to draft another 6'2 guard when you obviously already have your 6'5 guard you drafted in Shaedon Sharpe last year. You have your franchise cornerstone, Damian Lillard, 6'3 guard. All guys that would probably rather have the ball. Not saying they can't play together, but it would promote some challenges, just figuring out who goes when and who goes where. But obviously, Damian Lillard was at the workout, as he does and as he always is. He does his due diligence. He was at the Thompson twins workout, who reports are coming out the Blazers really liked Amin and Asir Thompson, specifically Asir Thompson. But obviously, they're going to come out and say they like Scoot Henderson more because, again, as I've said in previous videos, this is smoke screen season. You don't know what you can believe from any of these guys. Joe Cronin could be putting on a massive front right now with all the smiling and looking and how much he looks like he loves Scoot Henderson, and he could know deep down that the Blazers are not going to draft him no matter what because they're trading that pick 100%. But you never know. Scoot only worked out with the Hornets and the Blazers. Actually, the Blazers was his first workout. He will work out with the Hornets very soon. But that makes plenty of sense given the fact that They have the 2 and 3 pick. Now, I do think it's a little interesting that he's not working out possibly with a team that wants to bring him in and trade up with the Blazers. I just don't know who that is, and that could also be showcasing the bluff from other teams. Other teams, if they if they work out Scoot Henderson, say a team like the Celtics or the Nets, teams that have been linked, or the Raptors, teams that have been linked with the Blazers as possibly trading for that 3rd pick for their star. If they bring in Scoot Henderson and work him out, that's clearly showcasing they really want him and probably driving down the value or driving up the value of the 3rd pick for them. And the Blazers could pounce on that and look for extra pieces because they really know that team really wants Scoot Henderson. Among other people that were at the workout for Scoot Henderson is obviously Joe Cronin was there, Dame was there, assistant GM Sergi Oliva, might be mispronouncing that name, assistant GM Mike Schmitz. Again, of course, he's going to be there. He's our draft expert. President of Business Operations Dwayne Hankins, and Vice Chairman Bert Kolde, along with Assistant GM Andre Patterson. So, where do I stand after this whole Scoot workout? Hasn't changed my opinion at all. I think I would be lying if I didn't say it didn't intrigue me with the idea of Scoot and Dame, with the future, with Scoot learning under Dame, and then the future backcourt of either Ant and Scoot or Scoot and Shaden or all three. Who knows how it could go down in the future, because I don't think trading Anthony Simons is just something we're 100% going to be doing. But I'm firmly in the camp that I want to try to have a 2 to 3 year window where we are giving Damian Lillard a chance to go win a championship. And I don't think that's as far off as people think. I think the NBA is as wide open as it's been in a long time. I mean, the Miami Heat are in the finals, and even though the Nuggets are heavy favorites to win, I think if the Blazers were in the Heat situation, we would be like, we have a chance to win the finals. I think that if you give Dame a team like the Heat, obviously he would have to do the things Jimmy Butler's doing right now, but if you gave him that level of team where you gave him a co-star, where you gave him a really, really solid bench supporting role players, and you gave him a really good coach. I don't know if Chauncey Billups is a good coach yet. The jury's still out on that, so I'm not saying go get a new coach. But if you just give Damian Lillard the blueprint, I think he can win. If you give him a good defense surrounding him, if you give him a co-star, if you give him a solid depth, all those things, and you tell him, go make a playoff run, I think Damian Lillard has the chance to do that, especially if you give him a couple years, as he clearly is still in his prime. So, I'm still all in on trading the pick. All in, 90% in on trading the pick. I'll say I'm open. I'm not going to be disappointed if the Blazers use the pick, because at the end of the day, I'm going to trust the front office, and I'm just going to root for whoever they put on the floor at the end of the day, for the most part. However, if they do take this pick, that's running a major risk of Damian Lillard wanting out. Or they take this pick, they want to be slowly forcing Dame out. They realize, and that's not a fault of their own, Joe Cronin wants to build the organization how he wants to build it. That's his job. But by drafting Scoot, you're basically saying, we have our future point guard. Similar to how the Packers drafted Jordan Love when Aaron Rodgers was still firmly in his prime. Even though he was older, he was still firmly in his prime with a couple years left. They drafted Jordan Love instead of giving Aaron Rodgers help when they could have gotten over the hump and won a Super Bowl. Instead, they elected for the future. They never ended up getting that Super Bowl again with Aaron Rodgers, and now they have their future. But who knows? It's not like the Packers are expected to win now, and this is now 3 or 4 years down the line from that draft. So I don't want the Blazers to go all in on some so-called rebuild, retool, go young, because that's not something that's guaranteed to have success. Neither is Damian Lillard winning a championship in Portland. However, he is your best player in franchise history. Best player, maybe not most decorated or most winningest player in franchise history, but he is your best player in franchise history, and he is the most loyal player in franchise history. So if you have the opportunity to make a splash, you do it. You don't force that splash. You don't trade this pick for OG Anunoby straight up, because that wouldn't be enough value. At that point, take Scoot and figure it out and hope Dame stays. But I'm still in the camp. You should probably try and trade the pick as much as you can. But again, at the end of the day, Scoot Henderson, he is an absolute beast. He's going to be a star in this league. That's at least what you expect. But I wouldn't be mad if we drafted him at the end of the day. I think a workout, I think people can overreact to a workout. I hope that Blazers fans aren't doing that, because at the end of the day, they're not going to drop a video if they didn't get any good clips, if he's not a good player. They're obviously going to post the best highlights they can. And you're always going to fall in love with a prospect. Like people were falling in love with Dyson Daniels last year, and Ben Mathurin, and Keegan Murray, and by all means they're solid players. But I mean, at the end of the day, they're going to be rookies next year, and I don't know where I'm going with this, but basically what I'm saying is Scoot Henderson obviously looked good, and the idea of Scoot Henderson in a perfect world is awesome, but I think that's a small target to get to that perfect world, working with keeping Damian Lillard and Scoot Henderson and them both thriving together and ultimately winning a championship. I think at the end of the day, you have to choose one of two ways, and I'm always going to side with Damian Lillard until he says, I don't want to side with Portland anymore. So that's my take on that. That's my take on the workout. Scoot Henderson, awesome player. Wouldn't be mad at it, but I'm still in the camp. I want to trade this pick and see if the Blazers can go all in for the next 2 or 3 years. So that's going to do it for the video, guys. Remember, my bookie, link in the comment. Go get in on the action. Best bets on our Instagram and Twitter, so go check that out. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.